Hello, welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the state of Minnesota. Thank you for joining me today. Oh, let's see how my video is. Playing around a little bit. All right, I think we're good. I can get a little bit neater here. Okay, thank you for joining me. I'm consistently North Star Stamper across the internet. I'm not everywhere, but I'm lots of places. I'm not on TikTok. I do have my own website, and I just added something to my website, northstarstamper.com. Under resources, I added the color coach, and from Stampin' Up, the color coach is color combination ideas for each color that we offer. So our standard colors plus our in colors. So if you're looking for some ideas of color combinations, that's a great resource. So it's northstarstamper.com. Resources, hit the resource tab, and then you'll see I put new August 2025, and I just added that today. So if you're looking at our in color sale, maybe you'll see that our in colors match something you already have. So that's why I did that. Welcome if you are new. I know I have quite a few new subscribers to my newsletter, and maybe you found my videos too. So thank you for joining me. And if you're not new, welcome back. I'm glad you're here too. My philosophy has always been just share what I love. And so that's what I do. I share what I love. And today I'm loving the Last Chance products. Some of these are so cheap. So if you're going to place an order, don't forget to look at the Last Chance products. Amazing prices. Some 50% off or more. So these are the washes and florals tags. I think you get 3 sheets of each of these. So some of these are really nice size. And I was just thinking, well, you may not like the colors on this tag. No trouble, turn it over, right? So you always have the option of the back side. In this case, the white. Same with these. You don't like blue dots or pink wash? Use the white side. Great ideas. I do love these, and we're going to use these two that I punched out. It's the flower. I'm going to show you all the things I'm working with first, and then we'll make some cards. They're going to be quick cards because I might do a little stamping. Do I have what I need? I think I do. You know, all the die cutting, and in this case, the print is already there for me. Okay, so this is the washes and florals tags. These are the cheapest thing on the Last Chance products right now. They're $2.80. Just something fun to play with, to make just something a little to add to your stash, as I call it. So hi Mom and Dad, thanks for joining. Hello Alma, thanks for joining. And hello Deb Anderson, thanks for joining. We missed you at Card Ministry this morning. They ask about you quite often. Maybe you've been in touch with Diane, I don't know. So Card Ministry is a local church that Deb introduced me to that does a card ministry. We donate cards, we sell cards at craft fairs. All of my excess cards that I don't get in the mail go to Card Ministry. So I have a bunch of Thanksgiving cards I didn't mail last fall, so I'm taking them there now because they're in need of them. So it's a great opportunity, and wonderful, wonderful women. I enjoy that. Twice a month we get to go. Okay, so these are the washes and floral tags. And so this is how, oh, that's the wrong one. This is how I keep my things. So we have words. I'm going to use these. These are not on Last Chance, but they're really fun. They're the foiled frames and labels ephemera pack. You can see I keep all my words in here too. And you'll see extra die cuts sometimes get in here. Extra punches get in here. If I have excess from a paper pumpkin or just a kit from the kits collection, I'm going to start throwing them in these boxes. So I have my shapes and my words in one box. And then my other box has more elemental designs, I'll call them. Like this was an excess from a swap I did. I created too many of the flowers for my swaps, and so it just went in here. But you'll see other old stuff too. So it's a great way for me to keep organized. Okay, the second Last Chance product I have that I'm going to feature, Something for Everything, is on sale. I think there's more than this. For $3.20. Just amazing prices. And I love that there's a wide variety. There's black and white images. There's colored images. So if you don't like to color, this should be a great thing. I really wish there were balloons in here. I love balloons. But just to mix and match, just so fun. Very fun. You've seen me use these before. I used the horse before. So this is the something for everything. I'm going to put that right in my box. Next we have the purple sequins. Where'd they go? Here they are. Purple sequins were a celebration item. I don't know if you looked at the Last Chance products. They brought back some celebration items that they had in the warehouse. These are $5.60, which sounds like a lot, but there's 200 of them. Some great colors, so even if you don't have the matching colors, they probably coordinate with something you have. Black and white with a little bit of pink would be a really fun card, and the white will go with everything. I have these pulled out because I think we're going to use these. And the last thing I have to share is the 3-color twine. It's actually called Baker's Twine 3-color pack. So the 3 colors I think were Calypso Coral, or is it Flirty Flamingo? I don't know, a pink, a yellow, and a blue. So this was 2 packs. This one I might try to color to coordinate with our card tonight. Actually, I lied. I have one more thing to show you. These are the Remember This Moment, Memories and More card pack. I skipped this on my list. Oh, here I have it. $5. And you get like over 50 cards. And I don't think these are all of them. I ran out. So this is the front and the back. This one's actually torn, so that was a different one. But the front and the back. So I'm just going to go through them quickly. Not my favorite, but it make a great layer. I do like the flowers on that side, though. Remember This Moment. So it's intended for scrapbooking or memory keeping, but put a sentiment right over that. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the blue flowers. You just stamp on there or put your sentiment on top of it. That one says, it's the little things that matter. That'd make a great card for somebody, wouldn't it? And the blue, or the green leaves. Those were the 3x4. These are 4x6, and we're going to play around with these today. So this is the front and the back. Again, that's intended for journaling, but just put that as an element on your card. I love the blue flowers. Sorry, that one's upside down. This one you could cut in half and get 2 of them. And this one says, oh, happy day. So you can put a stamp happy birthday or add something else for happy birthday. I love the dainty colors with the pink flowers. So these are the Remember This Moment Memories and More card pack. $5. If you like these colors, it's a great, 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 great deal. There were 54 cards. Well, that's a little over 10 cents a card. Okay, enough of that. All right, so we're going to use one of those cards. I love this color, the colors in this. Very fall. I'm so ready for fall. These are pretty too, but we're going to use this side. In my stash, I had these doilies. I think this is very, very old. You may not even remember this. I think this is even cinnamon cider, but I thought it went really well with that. Like I said, I'm ready for fall. I'm tired of this hot weather and hibernating, so we're going to use these. And, oh, I should share with you that we're going to use these sketches. These were shared with us by Stampin' Up, and I missed them several weeks ago. So we're going to try to do this one, and we're going to play around with it. This is supposed to be a circle. I just wasn't drawing very well. I have a stamp that says hand stamp because I can't draw. There's your proof. So I'm going to turn it sideways, but I like the banner in the back, but I'm not really good about cutting banners. I know some people will cut here and then cut from the corner to where they have snipped this. I don't do that very well. So we're going to try something new. I'm a little nervous, and hopefully it'll work. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim this down to size. Sorry, I should finish saying hello, Kathy and Jean Schiller. Thank you for joining us. I think I want it to be about 3 inches. So maybe 3 by 4.5. So let's trim that down first. 3. Oh, there's a nice scrap to use for something. By 4.5. Have you been following me on, I think I just put it on Facebook. I may have put it on Instagram, I don't remember. But I discovered quilt cards. Jean and Mom, I thought of you. I know you're both quilters. And it's been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it. Okay, we're going to use a pencil and a ruler. So I want the banner on this end. I'm going to write on the back side of this card. Let's see. So here. And I want it, I don't know, about here. So I'm going to use the lines on my trimmer here to draw a line. And then I'm going to find the middle. So it's 3. So actually we'll do it this way. 1.5 is going to be the middle. So I'm going to put my, is it going to work? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So we'll put this at 1.5 and line this up. Okay, and then I'm going to draw these lines from my middle to my point, from the middle to the point. That's all on the back side, so we're going to adhere that. You won't even see it. And then I'll take some very large scissors and just trim right on those lines I made. So I decided how deep I wanted my tails here, and then I marked that line, and I found the middle, and then I went from the corner to the middle at that line. So that's how I did that. And I see this doesn't quite exactly, it isn't exact, but as we would say, this isn't rocket science. It's just a card. I think that looks pretty good. We're going to turn that over. This is crumb cake, by the way. Ta-da! A banner! I'm glad that worked. I was a little nervous about that. And then we're going to put this here. And I have a scrap of Very Vanilla. We'll stamp our sentiment, but I think we need something else here. So I have some ideas. I thought we could use this thread, which doesn't quite match. And I know these colors aren't in here. I believe that's Peach Pie. And I think Peach Pie and Timid Tiger are very similar. So we're going to try this. I'll share this with you. Timber. We have a storage container for our blending brushes. I personally think it's awful, and I was very happy at the dollar store to find this. It's called the Rotating Bath Organizer. My Dollar Tree does have more expensive items. This was $7, but I think it is going to be a great investment. Without this in here, they kind of stumble around, so I think I need some marbles or something to hold these up a little higher. These are most of my brushes. I think I have 2 or 3 more, but I thought that was a great investment. So I'm going to use my orange. They had another school organizer that I thought about getting, but okay. I know that I can make a bow out of 9 inches. So I'm going to cut off 11 using my blending brush, a scrap of paper. I'm going to color this so it coordinates better with our card. I'm going to do both sides, and I'm going to get my fingers all inky. So I think it helps that we started with something that was pink, and we're not going that drastic of a color change, but I think it'll work. So I'm going to put this aside and let it dry, and then we'll bring it back and compare. So that was Timid Tiger. And I wanted to be sure to bring in some in colors that are on sale this month. So I thought about featuring just in colors, but I decided not to. Okay, so we need a sentiment. I think I have a stamp set here on my desk. Let's do happy birthday. Why not? And we'll do Timid Tiger again since I had that out. Jean says, I saw that on my list to try. You're talking about quilt cards. I don't know if I gave you a link, but the demonstrator lives in Toledo. That's pretty good. Her name is Julie Heitz, Heitz. She goes by the Chirpy Quilt Card Maker or something. Chirpy card maker of quilts or something. Jean, if you can't find it, let me know. I will point you in the right direction. But oh, it's so fun. I've only made 3 of them so far. Okay, so this is going to go here, and this is going to go under. I think, don't you think we need some flowers? I think we do. And I don't have any fussy cut or die cut. Okay, what I found, and I thought I'd put aside, were some black and white ones. Let me dig a little. Oh, we're going to need that back. Hold on. Oh, where did I put them? Well, I have too much on my desk. Here we go. These flowers are not on clearance, sorry. Actually, I think they're so popular they're not available right now, but these, let me grab them. So some are colored, but I found one that isn't. Maybe if we color this in Peach Pie and Timid Tiger, I think that'll work. And let's use, I do like our water painters for this. Sorry, they are not available either. The manufacturer that made our water painters stopped making them, so they are looking for a replacement. But maybe you already have some of these. So I'm going to add a little water. It's not working. Let's try another one. There we go. Water's coming out. I just want to add a little color. Let's get this out of the way. So we're going to go with Peach Pie first. There is a another company I like to watch, and they do watercolor with stamps. And she talks about you don't have to color it in, you just have to give the idea of color. So I don't have to color all these petals in, I just have to give you the idea of an orange flower. Let's see. Like that. So that was Peach Pie. And then Timid Tiger. So I like to close it and squish them together. Put ink in the well. And I didn't bother cleaning my brush here because it's still similar. Let's just make the center Timid Tiger. That's really dark. Let's do that a little darker. All right. How does that look? Perfect. Coloring is not my favorite thing. I like it, but I don't do it well. So I want to adhere my sentiment strip last so I can angle. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm going to center Happy Birthday like that. I'm going to hold it in place and then use some scissors if I can get them. Let's make sure this is in the right place. Just like that. And then just use my angle here. And I didn't quite get that perfectly. I want to be a little more exact on that. Okay. And need some adhesive. I think I have a little bit of that in the house. Oh, Kathy likes the doilies. They add just a little bit of something without bulk. I do like that I do like doilies. I actually have some real doilies tucked away somewhere. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So that, and then this should fit. All right. I wonder if that's too white. I don't know. And I'm only going to put adhesive here in the middle, and I'm not going to try to put adhesive around the doily part. So burnish that. this one I think I will pop up. I wish it weren't so white. So let's see. I don't have crumb cake here, but I do have pecan pie. So I'm going to put some in the well, like that. And my large brown brush. I'm going to take most of it off, just so I can tone the white down a little bit. It was too stark, because there's actually no white in there. So there's very little ink left on my brush, but you can see, oh, I almost lost it. Oh, much better. Much, much better. Maybe even a little bit more. Good. I would have used crumb cake to match my card base, but that's all right. Pecan pie worked perfectly. There's that. Let's put that on dimensionals. And maybe a little one for the base. Oh, Jean, if you do try the quilt cards, make sure you post your cards. She has a Facebook group where we post cards, and they are the friendliest, most supportive group. Oh my goodness. I got so many nice comments on my cards. They weren't perfect cards, but it was a start. And I discovered them just before I went on vacation, so it was like over a month before I had time to get a card made. So I put a glue dot there, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on the ends of this. I didn't want 2 layers of dimensionals. So if I put one there, I must have pulled one there, and one there, I should be good. Oh, goodness. There we go. Then I have to cover up that glue dot. Hopefully I put it in the right place. It's a little short, but it's the same angle, so I'm happy with that. Now, back to our ribbon, or our twine. So this was our original, and this is the one I colored with my ink and the blending brush. I think it looks pretty good. Can you see the difference? I can, but I don't know if you can on that video. Maybe there. Maybe against something white. So this was the original, and this is the one I colored. Hopefully you can see the difference. I can in person. Alright, so I made a 9, I know that with a 9-inch piece of twine, I can make a nice bow. Oh, I should have done this before. We're doing all right, though. I think we'll just tuck it under the flowers there with a glue dot. Glue dot. You take your pick tool, and I think I'll put it underneath this flower. And then put this underneath it. Maybe another glue dot, or that flower's gonna get mangled. Probably should have just put 2 glue dots on the bow. Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna trim those a little bit. Some scissors. So my friend calls this bits and pieces. So I did start with Memories and More cards, and I had an ephemera pack, but just whatever little pieces you have from kits, from I don't know, maybe you got something in the mail from me or leftovers or whatever. The colors weren't quite right. Save those and you can put cards together like that. Let's add a little bit of bling. I don't know if these are even current. I forgot to look at embellishments other than those sequins. Just see what was on clearance. Sorry, you'll have to look. They're easy to find. You look under specials. All right, we're going to put some of these little dots, little gold ones. There. We're going to put 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we do? Hold on. Oh, that looks good. And tuck that underneath. So there's card number 1. Oh, good, I didn't do it upside down. For a minute there, I was afraid I did it upside down. How are we doing? Oh, we have a few minutes. Let's make one more card. So I have these 2 labels that were from the washes and florals tags. Obviously, those are the florals. Let's move this out of the way. I believe the color in that is now retired, and I think it matches this one. I believe this was Orchid Oasis, a past in color, and I happen to have the in color twine. So I apologize for using retired products. I don't normally do that, but I really like the color, and I had it. I actually bought a pack of this twine on clearance. I liked it so much. So I'm going to do double twine on my tags. So I actually need 4 of them. I know I'm off camera, sorry. I'm just measuring and snipping twine. There we go. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to have you just help me decide what color. We're going to use this gold edged label as underneath our tags. So with these, which color card base do you think I should do? I'm going to put these like this, and probably stamp a small sentiment up here. So those are our colors. So help me decide if we want garden green, granny apple green, or old olive. So I'll show you garden green, granny apple green, or old olive. So while you hopefully put that in the comments, I'm going to put some twine on my tags. I do not like tags with holes with nothing in them. Even if you put a rhinestone or a pearl or a gem in the hole, that'd be fine by me, but to leave them blank makes it seem like it's not finished. So, personal pet peeve. So we're putting twine in these tag holes. I love the shape of that tag too. All right. Thank you for responding. Granny apple, I like the olive. All right. Any other people to chime in? So here are these. I'm not even sure what colors are in these tags, to be honest with you. I like, that was just a scrap, a punch that was left over, and we're going to do it this way. I should show you that sample again, or that. So we're kind of doing this. I have the label underneath, and the 2 things are my 2 tags. And then instead of the ribbon here, I have the ribbon on my tags, and I'll trim those down once I get my card made. So this was the card sketch that I started with. So that's how I work with them. Let's find a small stamp. How about hello? That works. And there it is. We're going to stamp that up in the corner so it won't be in the way. And I think this one will work. Not sure what colors. I think I have all the greens, so we're going to, whatever green we decide. So let's look again. We have garden green. No, I think that was actually the color in it. Granny apple green. I have to be careful not to That is very bright and cheery, isn't it? Granny apple. And olive. Oh, mom and or dad say granny apple. I think. And we'll go with granny apple. Sorry, Kathy. You got vetoed. Well, I watch a friend do her lives and she'll ask, and I always think, tell them they can make their own card their way. That they need to make the card again themselves, and then they can use whatever color or whatever they voted on and got vetoed. So, sorry, Kathy. That is kind of big, but I like it. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're well and your weather's good. We have bad air quality again. Those fires up in Canada, and I think out west too, they might be coming this way as well. I really love that color. I wish it were not retired. So we're going to put that one higher and this one lower. Uh-oh, I adhered before I stamped. In that case, I'm going to practice. Just to make sure I have good ink coverage. Because if I had stamped first, I could always flip it around. That looks good. Sorry, I'm going to pull this off so I can line it up. Oh, good. That would have been do as I say, not as I do, right? If I had misstamped. Okay. Let's get this put together. And we'll be done. So lots of bits and pieces. That's what, like I said, my friend calls it that. Well, Kathy posts about bits and pieces about her life. And that's kind of fun too. All right, I want this one in front, so I'm going to put this one over to the side. Let's do this one flat, and we'll pop the other one up with dimensionals. I'm going to put quite a bit there around my ribbon, or twine. Put that one up high, like that. This one on dimensionals, and they're hiding. Alright, so we actually have a pre-order going on. Demonstrators can pre-order from the September through December mini catalog, and we have online exclusives coming out in September as well. Uh-oh, I have to move this over so I don't hide my hello. So if you join Stampin' Up! During August, well, into early September, you could put pre-order items in your starter kit. That's kind of fun. Some great Christmas things coming. A couple really great fall products too. So this is going to be a little short, but we'll just put it to the side when we put it in our envelope. I think we need a little bit of bling, don't you? I do have these adhesive backed metallic gems, and there are some gold ones, which would tie in the gold frame there. I think I kind of like these white sequins. These are the purple adhesive backed sequins. Why they called it purple, I don't know, but the colors in here are Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, and Fresh Freesia. This was, like I said, this was a celebration item from last January, February that they're now offering for sale. All right. Take your pick tool, clean it off a little. Sorry, I need to see where I'm putting these just all over. I think we need something on there. And then some small ones. 3. Is that good? Do we want more? I think we're going to go more just because I have them. Do one down here. And one over here. There we go. 2 cards. 804. That's not too bad. Very different, aren't they? Let me see how my video is doing. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. There we go. All right. Oh, Kathy says, vetoed. Story of my life. LOL. Oh dear. But there you go. There are our cards. And if you're in need of Stampin' Up! Products, I appreciate your orders. Thank you for being my customers. Thank you for watching my videos. Again, I take requests. I do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great week, everybody. I'll be back live next Monday. And I do Fast or Frugal Friday on YouTube only. And those are recorded videos. Thanks again. Take care.